Bolo. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari. Jashoda Nandana Rajajana Ranjana. Jashoda Nandana Rajajana Ranjana. Jamuna Tera Vanachari. Jamuna Tera Vanachari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo. Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai, Nitai, Gaur, Haribol, 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 Gaur, Haribol, Nitai. Gaur Premanande, Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa, Prabhu-Acharya, His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktivedanta, Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Kori Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Grantara Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, all glories to Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 13, Text 26. It's a very long verse. I'm going to read it to myself. Yaha va iha vahu vidamaha bhagavata taya vihi ta porokshena bachasa jivaloka bhavatva shahiyarya manishaya kalpita vishayo nanja savayu tapan utpanna loka samadhigama atha tad evaitad duraiva gamam samavetanu kalpena nidishyatam iti. Raja Ovacha. King Parikshit said, Ya, which, ha, certainly, va, or, iha, in this narration, Bahuvida, who are aware of many incidents of transcendental knowledge. Mahabhagavata, O great devotee sage, Taya, by you, Abhihita, described, Parakshena, figuratively, Vachasa, by words, Jivaloka Bhava Adva, the path of material existence of the conditioned souls. Sha, that, he, indeed, Arya Manasya, by the intelligence of advanced devotees. Kalpita Vishaya, the subject matter is imagined. Na, not. Anjasa, directly. Avyutpanna loka, a persons who are not very experienced or intelligent. Samadhigama, the complete understanding. Ataha, therefore. Tat eva, because of that. At etat, this matter. Duravagamam, which is difficult to understand. Samaveta, anukalpena, by substituting the direct meaning of such incidents. Nirdishyatam, let it be described. Iti, thus. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Prabhupada ki jai. King Parikshit then told Sukadeva Goswami, My dear Lord, O great devotee sage, you are omniscient. You have very nicely described the position of the conditioned soul, who is compared to a merchant in the forest. From these instructions, intelligent man can understand that the senses of a person in the bodily conception are rogues and thieves in that forest, and one's wife and children are like jackals and other ferocious animals. However, it is not very easy for the unintelligent to understand the purpose of this story, because it is difficult to extricate the exact meaning from the allegory. I therefore request Your Holiness to give the direct meaning. Purport. These are many stories and incidents in the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam that are described figuratively. Such allegorical descriptions may not be understood by an intelligent man. Therefore, it is the duty of the student to approach a bona fide spiritual master for the direct explanation. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 5th canto, 13th chapter of the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, entitled Further Talks Between King Rahugana and Jarabharat. Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Śrīmad Bhaktivedanta Swami Dinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishashashanyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine. So Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, it explains everything very clearly. Pretty sure it's very clear what it explains in the Bhagavatam, and it's very direct. Because Bhagavatam needs to be direct. We conditioned souls, we are born in ignorance. Om Aganyati Vedandasya Ganam Jana Salakaya Chakshurmitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Therefore the spiritual master awakens us from such ignorance. That's why it is mentioned here, Prabhupada in the purport says, we have to seek out the spiritual master who can enlighten us, who can open us from darkness of ignorance. So the stories of the Bhagavatam always gives us the direct descriptions of what the reality of the material world is. We try to ignore the realities. The realities of this world is explained here. Even we are very attached to material comfort of life, such as family and wealth and bank balance, job, and many things that we are attached to. These attachments only deepens us into the ignorance. That's why Śrīmad Bhāgavatam always tells us to come out of the ignorance. Because in order to practice Krishna consciousness, to develop love for Krishna, love for the Vaishnava, love for the spiritual master, we have to clear away these attachments. Because the attachment is so deep. Because it's not only from this life. The attachments are coming from other life, and they become deep and deep into our heart. These desires, desire for profit, desire for adoration, desire for name and fame. This is all, they expand our ignorance. They expand our ego. That's why we have to, they are stumbling blocks in Krishna consciousness. We have to clear away those things to practice Krishna consciousness. So in order to practice Krishna consciousness, we have to associate with sadhus. We have to associate with our spiritual master and ask their blessings. And the Krishna consciousness is the whole process that gives us that enlightenment that we are looking for. So this story is here today. This is the last chapter of this last verse of this chapter, and been explained so nicely by Jarabharat to Rahugana, who is the king. Usually kings are very attached to their society, their kingdom, and their proprietorship over all the kingdom. They're very attached. And their family, they have expansion of their family. In those days people had big family members. So throughout this chapter, Rahugana is chastising. Not Rahugana, Jarabharat is chastising Maharaj Rahugana to get out from family life, to get out from attachment and practice spiritual knowledge. So now here at the end of the chapter, conclusion of this chapter is that one should seek out the spiritual master. The conclusion of this chapter is to seek out Vaishnavas, search for a guru who can give you that knowledge, who can help you to progress in spiritual path of spiritual Krishna consciousness. Because very attachment we are, attachment to, particularly to family, and children. This is okay, one should be attached to them. But so much so, one should not be so attached that it becomes an entanglement, that it becomes a stumbling block to progress in spiritual life. This is the very important point. Sometimes we have a pet at home that we become attached to. Your children like a pet too, if they're not Krishna conscious, right? I'm sorry, you guys are devotees, but I'm talking in general. Sometimes devotees have cat and dog at home, and they become very attached to them. So much attached that, there's a limitation to attachment. You can be attached, but my point is that don't become so attached that it hampers your Krishna consciousness, isn't it? That you don't want to go to the program because you have to take care of your dog at home, because the dog is so hungry and he needs the attention. There's millions and millions of dogs all over the world. Come on. You go to India and Africa, there's dogs running around, loitering in the street. And you happen to have one dog and you become so attached to it that you don't want to go to the program because you have your, you know what I mean? So, similarly, we should not be so attached to our own people also. Because at the end of the day, when you go to sleep, it's you. No one is around you. Right? They all go away. We're in the trouble, you go to work, no one's there next to you. You have to bring the money in, isn't it? Everybody's trying to get it out of you. Give me sari, give me jewelry, give me money, buy me this, buy me that, isn't it? Just on and on. If I was poor in the street, nobody would come to me. And if you want to get married, if you have no money, nobody will come to you. They make sure that you have everything so they can take care of the family. There's always two ways. When you have nothing, only person come to you is Krishna. Everybody else run away from you. Nobody gives a damn, nobody cares. Only Krishna comes to you. That's why he loves you so much. We say, I love you, but actually Krishna loves us more than anybody. They just love your money. They're telling you, go to see the doctor, take medicine, stay healthy, so he can bring money for you. There's always a reason behind. We are healthy so I can serve Krishna also. Krishna didn't say, you can be in the street, have not. He always makes sure he is taken care of. The devotees are taken care of. So, where is the extent of our attachment? We attach, too much attachment, isn't it? So we have to be very, very careful. Are we actually becoming attached to Krishna or not? Even if we attach to one gulab jamun, everybody here like to eat gulab jamun, right? Yeah, pachan laga kya hai? Bada gulab jamun. Mung mein dalo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pet bhardi ho gaya, So you fill up your belly with gulab jamun, big sizes. One of my friends, he says, don't make too many, don't make the gulab jamun too small, make big size. So they just eat one, that's it. I make small ones, so you can have many. So even if you attach to gulab jamun, you can't go back to Godhead. Yeah. I know. 9 o'clock at night, if I bought you a big plate of gulab jamun, you will say yes or no? Yes. But you want to get up from Mangalarti, your belly full of gulab jamun, can you get up? So you have to see What's the outcome of your activities, your actions? So, you want Krishna or you want gulab jamun? Kya chahiye? You want Krishna or you want, like Prabhupada, when he left family, he said, you want me or your tea? Right? Prabhupada told. So, she was jokingly, she said, I want tea, not you. And Prabhupada took that seriously. So you want Krishna or you want gulab jamun? So we have to be very, very serious about Krishna consciousness. I've been a devotee now, 1973 and now, what, nearly 50 years. I haven't given up attachment. People bring big plate of prasadam in front of me, I say, yeah, I'll have it. I'm still attached to it. But I can't eat it because I know I'll get sick. But as much as I like to, in my mind I'm thinking, I wish I could eat. So everything has a limitation. So if you don't give up your attachment, then you're forced to give up. That's the reality. Your digestive system is not working anymore. Daat nahi hai, your teeth fall out, you can't chew your food. Like in Indian people, they love crunchy things, right? Chana chula, bhaji and bhaji and all the pakoras, crunchy stuff. While you're driving, you're having munching crunchy, and then before you have your main meal, you have your crunchy food. All the stuff. I love it. In fact, my mother used to have so much crunchy food that I got stomachache. That's what killed her. But if you don't have a teeth, you can't eat crunchy food anymore. And one of my friend, Gurukul boy, very handsome boy, strong, young, and we were brushing our teeth and he took his teeth out, the whole thing. Like, I said, oh my God. It's like, you're not my friend anymore. And look at your teeth. I was attracted to your strength, you look very handsome, you're strong, you're intelligent, but he took all your teeth out. I said, God, I don't even look at you. So, what we are attached to. So my point is that Krishna didn't give you digestion system. You couldn't eat anything, because if you eat, you couldn't digest. We are very attached to our hair. I got the hat on. Yeah. Not much left. Yeah. So the thing is, hair's falling out, teeth will go out once in a while. Srila Prabhupada said, he was walking down the road and he saw, I think American, he said, I'm 70-year-old, I still have all my teeth. And you are only 50, you don't have teeth anymore because you eat too much chocolate. There's so much sugar, concentrated. He maintain his health, go for a morning walk, massages. I still have all in good condition. So, we need to have Krishna consciousness, deeper understanding. Deeper understanding is that we're not this body that we are so attached to. We think we're this body. Oh yeah, I'm from India, I love my country. I'm ready to give up and come to Australia. Australia is my second country. You like it so much, you can take birth as a kangaroo with the Australian flag. He couldn't care less what flag you have, because he's a kangaroo. So what we are attached to is his body. We have so many bodies. As a fish, so many fish. We have some fish in the tank there, in the pool. So many fish. When they lay egg, thousands. That's why catch fish, people are catching fish. And then birds, so many birds, millions of trees, all kinds of trees. We have been through all those birds. 8,400,000 species of life. We've been through all that. And still we are attached to this body. So, we have to be very careful. We may have body like a human being, But what makes us animal is our behavior. They say, you are animal. You have a human body, but your behavior is like an animal. So we have to refine our character, our qualities, through Krishna consciousness. Vaishnava means one who is full of spiritual characters, qualities of Krishna, Krishna's quality, Vaishnava, devotee. With Jarabharat, he is instructing Rahugana. Kings are very attached to their power. I am the manager. I am the owner of this country. I am the vice president. I am the temple president. I am the cook. We are nothing. We are the servant of Krishna. Jive Sarupaya Krishna Nita Das. We are the servant of Krishna. Our eternal constitution is that we are servant of Krishna. Different rasas, but we are all servant of Krishna. We think I am this, I am that. In our mind. But in fact, it is just the ego. Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasa. Krishna says, Prakriti, the material nature is the doer of activities. In fact, we think we are the doer. We are simply like a doll, like a puppet. We're being pulled this way and that way by material nature, by modes of the three modes of material nature. Makes us move. And we think, yeah, I'm the doer. We're not the doer of anything. We can't even digest our food. We have to do exercise all the time to keep healthy. Does Krishna go to the fitness center? Lord Balaram does push-up to get muscles. Jagannath, Balaram, Subhadra Devi, they're having 56 offering a day. They're not worried about getting fat. And they're doing exercise. They're Bhagwan. They're the enjoyer. We are their servant. We have a material body. Our conditioning is the body we have. Material body is full of misery, full of suffering. So we have to use this body as a tool to serve Krishna. Krishna is the enjoyer. And we take pleasure in serving Krishna. You sit down to eat big plate of prasadam, like a Govardhan hill. About half away, you'll be, ho gaya, I'm full. You can't eat it. And when Krishna has so much food on the altar, like all down the side of the altar and on the ground, so one may think, how much can he eat? He created it all. He created this whole material world. He created the universe. He created everything. That's why he is the enjoyer. So, Jarabharat told Rahugana, you think you're the enjoyer. You think you're the controller. You have no control over anything. Your hair is getting white and you can't control it. Your teeth falling out, you can't make it stay there. Your body is getting weak and old. You can't control it. That's the fact. You can't go against time. Kalokshmi lokshasaya krit pravitta. Krishna says, time I am. I am the source of everything. I'm the controller. Krishna is the controller. Ishara prakriti. Ishara, he is the controller of the prakriti. So Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the source of everything. That is the conclusion of the Bhagavatam. And our business is to serve. We take pleasure in serving. If I squeeze your finger, if I take your strongest finger, thumb, for example, thumb, I cut it, no thumb, then you can't do much with it. You have 4 fingers. Without the thumb, you can't do much. Scratch only. You can't squeeze, you can't cook. The thumb is really important actually. So, if the thumb thinks, I'm the enjoyer. Yeah. But thumb is very happy when he's serving the other 4 fingers. Isn't it? So thumb cannot think, I'm the enjoyer, by itself. You need the other 4 to coordinate and work together. So, similarly, we have to coordinate the enjoyer. Krishna is the enjoyer, we coordinate in that. We assist Krishna. The gopis, they assist other gopis. They assist Radharani, and Radharani assists Krishna. They're all coordinating in serving Krishna. And everything is in harmoniously performing devotional service perfectly. That's the spiritual world. Here, we want to be served. Hey you, serve me. Bring me a glass of water. Give me this, give me that. Isn't it? Hey, let out with that. I remember we used to do drama. I was Ravana. Yeah. I love the post because you think you are like this. We're already in that mood of controlling. So I'm a Ravana. Why is my cup empty? Fill it up with Sromaras now. And so we think we're the enjoyer. And the mosquito, they're sitting on your skin. You say, mosquito? There's no mosquito here. In India, it's full of mosquitoes because it's very cold. I hate mosquitoes. Like in Mayapur, Vrindavan, you have to sleep in a mosquito net because there's so many mosquitoes. There's millions and millions of mosquitoes. They're all on the net. You're inside. So if your arm is touching, they will eat there, practically. So when you fall asleep, by chance, like your arms touching the side of the mosquito net, all mosquitoes will bite there. So if you're sitting here, Bhagavatam class, one mosquito sit on here. Mosquito put the fang out. I'm enjoying the blood of this Prabhu. And he's thinking, I'm so great. Yeah. And he go, pak! Mosquitoes finish. Become khichdi. Instantly. So we are like that. We're thinking we are such enjoyers. Well, I'm so big time. Material nature gives us a slap, we're finished. Yeah. Tsunami comes, you go for a walk, you're lying on the sand, you're in the sun bathing, you got your sunnies, everything. Tsunami comes, you're washed away, nothing left. That's the nature of this material world. We think we got it all set, you got it all, good job, nice family. You got a family from India, very wealthy, make sure that you got a lot of dowry, you got a lot of dowry, and you got it all happening for you. Good job, and have a dowry from good family from India, very rich, aristocratic, and then boom, you got cancer. You got not much time left. You got to see the realities of the material world is a place of misery. Dukkhala ashashvatam. That is the conclusion of this Bhagavatam. So Jarabharat is telling, you get out of Maya. If I'm always telling you how nice you are, oh Prabhu, you are so good. You speak so nicely and you lead Kirtan so nicely, always praising you. Then ego is going to go right out here, like a belly, You pay obeisance, your head touches the belly. You can't touch the ground yet. So our ego goes out. So, the devotees, they cut your ignorance. You are in Maya, Prabhu. Get out of your bed. This morning it was so hard to chant my rounds. So my hands were, this finger comes out, and it was touching the wall. Wake up. So I'm sitting down, trying to chant my rounds. So I was going around so I can get up. And there was not many people in the temple, so it's easy to fall asleep because there's no one's here. You're not getting the vibrations from more devotees. So it's so difficult. It's so difficult to come out of ignorance. So difficult to overcome the mind. so difficult to overcome the senses. The mind and senses totally always giving us a hard time, isn't it? If my mind and my senses are completely controlled, then I always find something to do to give other people trouble. If I'm doing okay, then I have to give other people trouble. So the mind and the senses are always giving you some reasons and excuses to be not Krishna conscious. Oh, you say, oh, you have so much time, and then I have finished all my rounds. You can chant more rounds. The mind will tell you, take it easy. You've done your rounds, have a sleep, go on the Facebook, go on your phone. Everybody's on phone. It's the same thing. They're putting the advertisement, some stories, or this and that. Unless you're reading something Krishna conscious. I remember in the 80s, in the 70s, there was no mobile phone. People used to read newspaper. I hate reading anything except Prabhupada's books. Now, nobody reads, they're always on the mobile phone. And you're getting shock waves in a year. Zzz. Isn't it? Just don't go on the phone too much. Your ears will fall out after a while. Pop! You pick up the ear, put it back in. So be careful, eyes will pop out. Yeah. Hare bol! Nothing in between, because your eye stuck to the screen. If your eye stuck to the deity, that's good. You see, the other day I saw, we were in a Harinam, big line. I said, what these people are lining up for? They're all going to the nightclub. So I asked, what's going on in a nightclub? Just nonsense things, dancing and… If that many people lining up to our temple, that'd be fantastic. And this morning, like I was saying, it was so difficult to… I couldn't sleep well. There was too much excitement from last night. I was still, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So I thought, what the heck. I just got up at 3 o'clock. Couldn't sleep well. And that's why I was tired doing the japa. So I was thinking, I was asking, praying to Krishna, please, you are Gurakesh. You know, you control, there's a devotee named Gurakesh who controls his sleep. So Krishna is the control, please give me energy so I can stay awake. If I can't sleep, that's fine, get up and chant. So, this way, it's so difficult to become Krishna conscious. It's so difficult to sit here for half an hour. People are sitting for hours and hours in having a beer. We go on Harinam, we come back after 2 hours, the same guy is still sitting there having a beer. Yet they can't sit here for half an hour to listen to Bhagavatam, isn't it? But they're sitting for hours and hours in the pub. Half an hour they can't sit here. And even if you're sitting, you're scratching, and this and that. You want to go, Khane ka samay ho gaya, push out time, or, oh yeah, this Prabhu, I gotta do this, that. Pick up your phone, this and that. We have to develop the taste for chanting. How you develop the taste? At first you need to force yourself. We don't have the taste. You have to force yourself. People are not going to come to your home and knock on your door. Hare Bol, Prabhu, Mangalarati. Because you live in Point Cook, you live in, Hoppers Crossing, you live in somewhere. You have to encourage yourself by reading Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sangha. You have to associate with sadhus. Krishna is in your own heart. He's giving you the directions. Krishna says, those who are sincere, I give them the intelligence by which they can come to me. Oh, no, I didn't know. What nonsense. Krishna's sitting in our heart. Right? In India, there's thousands of Indians living here in Melbourne. Thousands, millions, all over. Only a handful of Indian people are coming to temple. They are all here working in the coals, in the Woolworth, in the butcher shop, anything. So our duty, those who are born in India, Bharat bhumita haila manusya janma sadhaka kori karo paro upakar. Those who are born in India, Bharatvarsh, janma sadhaka kori karo paro upakar, they must be successful, understand the perfection of life. Janma sadhaka kori karo paro, do good to others, paro upakar. Jare dekho tare kaho Krishna upadesh, amara ege guru haya taro edesh. You become a guru and tell others, upadesh. Jare dekho tare kaho Krishna upadesh. Tell others about Krishna. Teach others about Krishna. Educate others about Krishna. That is our real job. You think we are going on a Harinam versus joke? 2 hours, dancing and singing. We are going for fun. But we are doing it because that's our duty. That is our job. That is our pleasure. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did it. Because we take pleasure in serving Krishna. We take pleasure in chanting Hare Krishna. We take pleasure playing Mridanga for Krishna. We take pleasure in playing kartal, dancing. We're not doing it for a rock and roll or movie or in a Hindi movie. We're doing it for Krishna. That's why we take pleasure. That's why we are enthusiastic. Because it pleases Krishna. Our life is for Krishna's pleasure. Our life is the pleasure of our Guru Maharaj. That's why we do it. It's not for your own enjoyment. Oh, because I'm the center. I'm leading it. I feel good. It makes me feel good. Prabhu. No, obviously, devotional service gives you that happiness. It's because it's connected to Krishna. When you do it for yourself, it's not the same. Just like at your home, you cook, all these different types of food. If you don't offer to Krishna, it's not the same. We bring the Mahaplate from the deity here, and the same food you cook at home is not the same. This is very special. So the idea is to always understand Krishna consciousness in a deeper point of view, not in the shallow. We understand we are doing it because this is to please Krishna, this is to please Guru Maharaj, this is to please Vaishnavas. There's always a meaning for what we do. We're not here just wasting our time. We get up so early, so hard to get up. Why do we take the time to get up? Because that's what we're meant to do. If you go to the holy Dham, Vrindavan, Mayapur, and then you just sleep, what do you go there for? You go there and then you go to the Pizza Hut, Gauranga Pizza Hut, like you never had pizza before. You're eating here every day. So, we are here in the temple to serve Krishna. Seek out, search out how I can serve Krishna nicely, how I can serve the devotees. Let me cook for Krishna. Let me sweep the temple of Krishna. We have very little time in this world. We think, I've got it all. I have everything going for me. Good job, good family, a house to live in, it's all paid for. Before you know it, we're not going to be there anymore because body is aging. So we want to go to our real home, eternal home. That home is spiritual world. If we can develop love for Krishna now, then we are qualified to go back to Godhead. If we don't develop attraction for chanting Hare Krishna, if we don't have taste for associating with the devotees or chanting Hare Krishna, how are you going to go back to Godhead? Because spiritual world is all devotees. If we find not suitable to associate with devotees right now, how are you going to go there Spiritual world is only devotees. We are very lucky here, because here there is devotees and non-devotees. Where you go to spiritual world, everyone is devotee. There's non-devotee. There's no non-devotee. So if you have problem with a devotee, here you're going to have problem there. Samajh gaya? Understand? So here we are lucky, because here we can go and preach, go on Harinam. We're not going to get that opportunity if you go back to Godhead, because there's no one there to go Harinam. Everyone is devotee. I reckon that's a nice thing we're here, in a good way to see this. They relish Krishna consciousness in every bit of it, every moment of Krishna consciousness. That's why Prabhupada used to say, there is never a dull moment for a devotee. Because we got such a golden opportunity to practice Krishna consciousness. Every moment is ecstasy. So if you go to the spiritual world, it's all so dynamic. You don't go, oh, I have a backache, or I have a shoulder ache, oh, this devotee is giving me problem, or that karmi, this. We don't have that problem. It's all perfect. Sanatan is all eternal, full of bliss, full of knowledge. Your kids don't need to go to school. Everyone's full of knowledge. You don't have to worry about paying the bill. Oh, okay. You don't have to worry about going to university and get a job. Yeah, how nice it is. But here we have a lot of difficulty. But that difficulty to become Krishna conscious, such a challenge. So we accept the challenge, Krishna will bless us. Or accept the hardship for Krishna. Krishna will bless you. Then I don't want to do Hare Krishna anymore. And throw the beads away. Go out, do whatever you like. You're giving up. You're jumping from frying pan into the fire. It's like that. So you were in a boat. I hate boat. You know, I remember I went to Ireland from England on a big ship. A super headache. I was throwing up. I was very sick. So I asked the people. They said, "Go on the rooftop, and lie down. Look at the stars." And it didn't matter. It was giving me more headache. Look at the stars. Okay. So then, so I asked, what if I just throw myself into the water? Then you kill yourself. So that's what, if you think mature world is so good, it's a nice place. You give up Krishna consciousness, you're jumping from the ship into the water. The shark's waiting there. And it's freezing cold. You can't, even if you're an Olympic swimmer, you can't cross the ocean to get to the shore. So, mature world is the place of, is the forest fire. Samsara davanala lida loka. So, spiritual master, they extinguishes that forest fire, the bush fire. So, family members is here, mentioned here, wife, children, they're like jackals. Where's the, I'm not saying, okay, where's the, I'll read to you. Just so you get it, so you get the point. Are idhar hai, translation is right there. From these instructions, intelligent man can understand that the senses of a person in the bodily concession are like rogues and thieves in that forest. And one's wife and children are like jackals and other ferocious animals. I'm so lucky to be surrounded by family members of devotees, because you're not jackals. You're talking about non-devotees. So, we have to be, so Bhagavatam doesn't give you, Haribol, you are so good, Like Bhagavatam tells us, you're not that good, you need to practice Krishna consciousness. You haven't achieved love of God. They tell you the truth. If I tell you, Prabhu, Hare Krishna, you're so nice. But Bhagavatam doesn't. Bhagavatam will tell you directly. Because Bhagavatam is waking us up from ignorance. Like a knife. Cuts your very knife, like a sharp knife. We go to our kitchen, only some knives are sharp. Most are all dull. They said it's security. So you don't even cut your vegetables. So, we're too nice. So don't cut yourself. But the knives don't cut your hand. So the spiritual master like the sharp knife, to cut your ignorance. Shalakaya! Chakshur anmitam jaina tasmai guru Sri Gurave Namah. Shalakaya. Shalakaya means like a sharp knife. Come here. Chop! I used to cut, I lived in China. They can cut vegetables in many ways. You know, like karate chops. So we have to become expert in preaching Krishna consciousness. How to present Krishna consciousness without hurting someone's ego. But we can give in a way that they get the point. So, Srila Prabhupada can say, you are in Maya, you rascal. If I tell you, Prabhu, you're in Maya, you're a rascal. You didn't, and you go, oh, Prabhu, and then I never see you again. You come next year or something. They chastise me, the Hare Krishna, they're not very nice people, you know. So I try to be very nice. So, when someone tells you something about, in a very heavy way, we need to understand how we are telling people, how they are accepting it, to who we instruct, what type of person. So there is some discrimination like that. So if I say, do this, Prabhu, you were like this, you haven't buttoned your cloth nicely, you didn't put the lock nicely, in so many things. But you can say, yes, Prabhu, I will, thank you for your guidance. Others may not say, you're telling me off too much. Then you never come back again. So we have to learn to preach Krishna consciousness in a way some they accept, some may not. So we have to see how we are dealing with. That's expertise. Some you smack them, you rascal. Oh, thank you. Please give me one more. Some maybe say, oh, you, and they fight back, revenge. So you have to see whom you are teaching, who you are telling, what you are saying. They give you vibrations, they give you a dirty look, so many things. So we know that Krishna consciousness is absolute, but the way we present it, that requires our expertise. You know, one thing, Jarabharat telling Rahugana very heavy words, because he was Rahugana and Jarabharat. We're not Rahugana or Jarabharat. We take for offenses. We are offended. But Rahugana, he was a great king. And also, why his story is there in Bhagavatam? Because he was a great devotee. So the demonstration is there. So similarly, it's all of us, we have to learn, we are all preachers. Jare deka tareka, every one of us are a preacher, Krishna consciousness. Yesterday I was sitting in Gopal's and there's two couple, they came, in between there's one devotee. And that devotee was telling the two people, oh, we are going to go Harinam now. They have an idea what's Harinam. And he was just telling them too much. They're a new couple, new people, as a customer. So I told him, don't say all this too many things to them, you mind your business. And you can tell me, but not them. They got, I don't know, I can tell their face, they were not very happy. He was telling them too much about Krishna consciousness. That was Greg. So anyway, There are time, place, circumstances, how we instruct people, what type of people, like I said. Even Krishna himself, he said, when you don't give charity to the wrong person, and there's a time for that, you give to the right person at the right time. He himself said that. So when you preaching Krishna consciousness also, you can be a bit selective. Who can accept it, who cannot accept, like that. Yeah, we can't be just that's it. He turned people off. Unless we are completely pure, like Prabhupada, people will not accept you, even though the instructions are there. That's my understanding. We can be very direct. At the same time, it depends who you are being direct with. Some they like it, some maybe not. Okay, Hare Krishna. Any questions? I know you have a lot of questions. I can see in your head going through. Yes? You have a question? Yeah, hands up, no? Where is everybody? Where are all the devotees? I always see heaps of people Pusharam time. When I go up, there's everyone sitting there ready. Anybody, if you have questions, there's mic there. At least one question, otherwise I'll just keep talking. Squeeze your head. Speak into the speaker. It's not working. Here, you can use this one.
Prabhu, I wanted to ask, like you said, the devotee family are not like jackals and animals, but we, like for myself, I'm not a devotee as yet. I'm trying to be a devotee. So does that mean that I'm still like a animal sometimes, and sometimes I'm like not, or how to categorize people like me?
You can take. See that these Bhagavatam is saying, I'm not saying, that's the first thing, okay? Otherwise I'm creating enemy. And it's not like literally one should accept it, but it's out of humility a devotee says those things. Like the story of Gaurkishordas Babaji, the spiritual master of Bhaktivedanta Thakur. He says, when I die, and they should drag my body in Navadip. And so, when he passed away, they're going to actually do that. He was saying that, but he's also very humble. But doesn't mean we can drag his body like that. And then they're actually going to drag his body. And then Bhaktivedanta Thakur, his only disciple, came on the spot. He says, I have the claim over his body, I'm his only disciple. There are some other issues. He took the body. So, thing is, we can say we are jackals and whatever, and animals. I used to say, when I was his age, I used to write letter to senior people, and I would write at the end, "You're insignificant worm in the stool." Prabhupada does, like this. So some devotees said, if you say it too many times, you are going to become a worm. So don't say it too many times. But you can express yourself through humility. That is natural, but devotees is humble. But Bhagavatam is saying, but literally, family members can be very heavy. Like they're always, we all know, the family members, they're trying to cheat. They don't really care for your own people. In fact, all my friends, they are not my relatives, they are real friends. I don't know them, but devotees. But those who are my relatives, they're not very nice to me. They say, you become Hare Krishna, this and that. They're always trying to find fault in me. But devotees are very nice. All the people that I know, they're not my immediate relatives. They're my best friend. So my point is that what Bhagavatam is saying is true also. The relatives, they are trying to squeeze your life's energy or your wealth, stuff like that. But as devotees, we can say to ourselves, humbly approaching Krishna consciousness. When you approach Krishna, I'm super humble. I'm your servant of your devotee, I'm servant of you. But if somebody is very egoistic, I'm not going to say, I'm your humble devotee. Understand? To a devotee, I'm humble. To Krishna, I'm humble. But somebody who is not, I'm not going to tell them, I'm not your servant, I'm servant of devotees. But we can show, we can express our humility to them also. When you're talking to them, we are presenting Krishna consciousness, we can talk in a humble way. But not that I'm going to completely give up and give myself to them. I'm giving myself to Guru and Krishna, to Vaishnavas, not to everybody. So, families, even though, try to see things in a deeper way. Even our own family, they're not going to be out with us. Before you're with your mother, your parents, young girl. Now you're married, you have kids. Where they come from? One day they won't be there with you. Suddenly they came. So this is a cycle. It's not ours. They will go, you will go. They were somewhere else, they came to you. So this is a temporary situation. Everything arranged by Krishna. But we are thinking, it's my, you're really going for it. And then you become too attached. This attachment is very deep. That's ignorant. So you have to see things in a very positive way, in a Krishna conscious way. Then you can be attached, that's natural. But at the same time understand that everything is Krishna's. Your own self is Krishna's. So nothing wrong to be humble. Because we are eternal servant of Krishna. I'm nothing, I'm not the owner of anything. We came naked. We will go like that. We're not the owner. So it's good to be humble in every sense. Even to a karmi. There's Tukaram's story in India. They used to spit at him. But he says he didn't protest. He came out taking bath in the Ganges and they all spit at him. When he went back, he took bath again. 10 times. He didn't say, why are you spitting on me? He just went back and took another bath and came back out. So he didn't say anything back in return. So people were very impressed. They said, wow. They surrendered to him. This story of Tukaram, very famous story in India. So similarly, we can express our humility to teach them a lesson. It means even amongst us, devotees will test you. Are you really humble? Humility is not an artificial thing. Today I'm humble, tomorrow I'm not. It has to come from knowledge, from study, from our relationship with devotees and Krishna. So, Prahlad Maharaj, he is so humble. Ambarish Maharaj, he drank Chanamrita and Durvasa Muni wanted to kill him. He just, Hare Krishna. And Lord Vishnu, he was very angry. You know the story. So, we can be humble, but that humility will teach a lesson to others. So try to see things why you are just being humble, but there's reason for everything. Humility is not just, put your head down, like the Japanese. It doesn't mean that. It's come from knowledge, from studying scriptures. Who we are in reality, in relationship to Krishna. We are tiny drop in the sea, a huge sea, with just tiny one drop of water. It has the same quality as the sea, but it's a big difference. But you're thinking, oh, I'm the manager, I'm the CEO, I'm this, I'm that. I'm a millionaire, billionaire. So what? You can't even eat 10 chapati, even if you're a millionaire. You only got the stomach this size. So see things in a very positive way. Doesn't matter who we are, but we can be proud that we are Krishna's devotee. We can be proud that I'm chanting my rounds. We can be proud that we have found this bhakti process. That way. But not proud in that way. Our pride should be that, we are proud to be Vaishnavas. We are proud to be Krishna's devotee. That way. Any other thing, it's always good to be humble, in any case. Even if one is not a devotee, they will also know this person is very nice, very soft, very nice person. Because everybody appreciates. In deep down, we're all devotees. We're trying to be something which is not. Even those who are not devotees, they are devotee. They're trying to be someone else. Actually, all living entities are devotees. The demoniac nature is not the real thing. It's not the real constitution of us. Our constitution is Krishna's devotee, God's devotee. This is why people always respect others, because that's coming from that nature, our real nature, to be that, our servitorship to Krishna. So it comes out a different way. Even if it's not spiritual, it comes in another way. I didn't get the last point. Good question, actually. Devotee kids are so smart, actually. I don't know why they said jackals and animals. Yeah. Krishna guides us from the heart, so how do we know, right? But I think you will know. Every one of us, we know deep down what is the right thing to do, what is not.
The mind is tricking us?
Yeah. Oh, that's the question, huh? Mind. You see, the mind will tell you anything. Do whatever you like. You go out, jump from the wall. That's mind. So that's what. If you listen to your mind, you will become pagal. You will become crazy, because mind will tell you millions of things. So we don't listen to the mind. So we engage the mind through intelligence. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, buddhi, through intelligence you can engage the senses. So how do we know? We don't know. First thing, we don't know. That's why we have to consult devotees. Read the Bhagavatam. Also you are devotee, listen to Guru. That's why Prabhupada says here, listen to Prabhupada, find out from the spiritual master. If you think, oh yeah, I know, that's speculation. You're making up. So that's mind. So actually we don't know, and we think we know. The mind is tricking you to know. But then if you really know, you have to ask the devotee. And devotee speaks through Krishna. Krishna speaks through his devotee. Just like, I remember long ago, I used to go to the supermarket, and take something, not paid, just eat it or drink. Those days in our time, the 80s, they didn't have, like now, so many cameras and stuff. So we offer the whole supermarket to Krishna. That's speculation. You take something, cut the fruit, offer it nicely, and Krishna accept. There's a process for everything. So if you want to go to Krishna, there's a process. Everything has a process. There's no speculation. If I want to go to your home, right? I ask your mother, your father, I want to eat Punjabi roti, right? The paratha. I can't just go, aloo paratha. I can't just go there. I have to make arrangement, call your dad, and when they are free, what time, everything. And then we make a time to go. I can't just turn up there, banao make liye, make it for me now. Who are you? So similarly, if you want anything, you have to first of all approach in the right way. The system is there. So there's a way to do it. So, not you make up, you listen to your mind, ye karo. Just go there. No. Use your buddhi, use the intelligence. So Krishna says, I am sitting in the heart. I give the intelligence by which they can come to me. He didn't say, I give you the brain, the mind, you listen to your mind. So mind is simply an engineering that only acts according to its whims, whatever whims. But there's no distinction. Jo karo, whatever. But intelligence can distinguish. Like this, Prabhu gave the water. I didn't drink it because it could be from a tap. I don't drink tap water. Maybe in the 70s. Yeah. Who knows what they're putting in. So it's filtered water. So intelligence is filtering. It's choosing, this is good, this is not good. So you listen to your mind, there's no direction. You do whatever you like and you think is good. So you think you know it. So speculation means it's mind's work, not intelligent. So you think, oh, I did this and it's Krishna's fault because he guided me. No. You speculated, you doing what you like. Sometimes some brahmacharis, they want to get married, they already choose the girl and everything, and then they go see the guru. They already, Guru Maharaj, give me a blessing. But they already made the choice. There's nothing arranged. They arranged it themselves. Oh yeah, Krishna's arrangement. After you make the arrangement. You see? If you're really sincere, you go to Krishna first. Whatever you want me to do. But no. If I love it, I drink, I forgot to offer to Krishna. You think yourself first. You're not thinking of Krishna first. So, if you really love Krishna, you always see what Krishna wants me to do, what Guru wants me to do, what the Vaishnavas want me to do. Don't jump to conclusion thinking, this is what Krishna wants me to do. What do you want to do? That's your decision. Sometimes we like something, then you think Krishna like this. What you like, not Krishna like. So, yeah. Okay? That can be another class. Another question? So this is the last verse of this chapter. Then whoever gives class tomorrow, that's the beginning of the next chapter. So it's very nice. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.